well. And with that, guys, we're going to get started. Before I introduce our very first presenter, again, I invite you to kind of remove any distractions you have, get something to take notes with, and go ahead and enjoy this opening introductory video to Uforia called The One For You.
Your DNA makes you unique. You have one genetic code, only one body. You don't need everybody's nutritional supplements. You can have your own. Cut your losses and move on. The days of blind nutrition are over. Your DNA knows exactly what you need, and Uforia delivers it. Welcome to your very own designer nutrition. We're all potentially susceptible to certain physical ailments based on variations in our genes passed down from our parents. These genetic variations are called SNPs, or single nucleotide polymorphisms. We aren't able to eliminate SNPs from our DNA, but we can do something about them. We can take action to optimize our physical health. It begins with a simple DNA test. Swab the inside of your cheek and mail your sample to Uforia's state-of-the-art laboratory partner for analysis. Strict HIPAA guidelines are always followed, so your information remains confidential and secure. Based on your DNA results, a one-of-a-kind nutritional formula is created just for you. This is your very own Utrition, designed from peer-reviewed plant-based ingredients plus vitamins and minerals. With so many high-quality ingredients and so many of us, every formula is truly unique. Each custom formula is one out of nearly 400 million possible combinations. And while your Utrition is being customized, you can immediately begin to make your health a habit. Every Uforia starter kit not only comes with a DNA test, it also includes a pre-trition formula. This is a mild and gentle cleanse. It also supports the body's preparation for the optimal Uforia experience. The pre-trition formula contains a robust combination of quality active ingredients, including AC11, frankincense, and astaxanthin. Pre-trition gives your body a fresh start. You'll be prepared when your customized Utrition arrives, which takes approximately 2 to 4 weeks, delivered right to your door. You'll receive a 30-day supply of your customized formula, along with a detailed action plan that explains what you need to know about your SNPs. Staying on track to meet your nutritional needs for the rest of your life has never been easier. You can receive your customized designer Utrition delivered to your door every month, all for less than the cost of buying the nutritional ingredients separately. Finally, everyone's unique biology meets one-of-a-kind technology. Your DNA is talking, and Uforia gives your body a voice.
Hey, how fun was that, everyone? I know some of you are thinking right now, this is what I've been waiting for my entire life. And it's really here. That really was a real video. This really is a real company. And let me introduce our opening presenter that's going to give you an overview of just what makes Uforia so special. Joel Guerin is here with us tonight, and he is a key member of Uforia's Scientific Advisory Board. He's not only an expert in our product Utrition, but the process as well, as he's been in the healthcare space running medical device manufacturing companies for his entire career. Additionally, he's also one of our top leaders at the rank of influencer, and we're really lucky to have a bit of Joel Guerin's time tonight. Hey, everybody out on chat, please welcome Joel Guerin. Joel, the time's yours.
Thank you, Craig. That was fabulous. I love that video as the opener for 2 reasons. One of them is it really explains what Uforia is all about. But secondly, it's accurate scientifically, and it simplifies this extraordinary science to a level that anybody can understand. Next slide, please. We've known forever that everybody's different. And now we're beginning to understand why. This entire company marries this extraordinary extreme science of genetics to this extreme human experience. Our genes make us unique. Start my video. Not sure.
There you go.
Okay. Our genes make us unique in a world that's populated by billions of human beings where every single one of us is different. And now we know that our nutrition should be as unique as our bodies. So next slide, please. Uforia illuminates the beauty and uniqueness of every human being. That next step in health and wellness acknowledges that there's no two of us alike. But the next step or the purpose of this company is to marry this extraordinary science to this uniqueness of every human being. This is a company that will change the world as we know it. It's the first and only company that truly and accurately manufactures a product that's unique to a single person, right down to their DNA. Next slide, please. Let's look at the history of nutrition, starting all the way back to a time when people really just ate what they could eat that was edible in order to stay alive. And if you go back far enough, even the concept of cooking was new. Next slide. From the 1950s to the 1990s, the U.S. Department of Agriculture recommended 4 food groups. Fruits and vegetables was a group, milk was a group all by itself, meat was a group, and cereals and breads were the 4th group. Literally everything else that we ate was considered rounding out our meal. In 1992, the food pyramid was introduced, and it expanded the notion of food groups to now recommending specific numbers of servings within groups, but it was still blind nutrition because it was the same advice for everybody. What was good news for an 80-year-old grandmother with substantial healthcare problems was identical to the nutritional advice for a healthy 20-something. So uncertainty, of course. Too much or too little of any specific individual ingredient, undoubtedly, and toxic or wasteful, probably to some individuals. Consider one fact in this whole area, and that's the fact that in the intervening years from the 1950s to present, the average health of the average citizen in this country has gotten worse, not better. Next slide, please. Talk about wandering around in the dark. We're looking for a single pathway that would be appropriate for all human beings. And the process of finding that supposedly proper nutrition was equally blind. Next slide, please. In short, what nutritional policies we utilized for the better part of 100 years follow what we could call the spaghetti principle. That is, throw everything against the wall and see what sticks. What a way to decide how to best nourish our bodies. There was simply no recognition that because each individual's body was different, that he or she would have distinctly different nutritional needs. Next slide, please. Then we progressed to understanding that there were at least some certain nutrients that could potentially benefit everyone. Vitamins, for example, fell in this category, but it was still a one-size-fits-all approach. Now we added minerals, and that was still a one-size-fits-all formula. Too much for some people, too little for others, and in many cases, it was missing the cofactors that would have made the ingredients useful to the body in the first place. Next slide, please. You could get blood tests that could tell you how much or how little of something you had in your body, and your diet could be adjusted, but you'd have to have the same test conducted over and over and keep checking and adjusting. Next slide, please. All that was available was still off-the-shelf products that were made to meet the needs of large numbers of people whose needs were invariably different from yours. Next slide, please. And what if you wanted to go it alone? The complications, the choices, the varieties, the messaging were so endless as to be overwhelming. Next slide, please. In short, if one size fits all, one size fits none. It's pretty obvious that a one size fits all approach isn't going to work. So next slide, please. That brings us to today and to Uforia. This is the first company to provide what your body is actually asking for. Your genes speak and Uforia listens, and it provides you the nutrients that your body actually wants and needs. And so good health can now become an actual habit as opposed to being an event. Next slide, please. People don't question junk food. They don't question its content. They don't question its nutritional value. But believe it or not, people who take exquisite care of their bodies question everything. Fortunately, Uforia stands up to that scrutiny. Most of our ingredients are plant-based. All are GMO, non-GMO rather. As many as can possibly be sourced organically are. It's a vegetarian product and even vegan if you don't need the VDR boost. And all ingredients are tested for heavy metals, molds, pesticides, moisture content, et cetera. And all the vitamins and minerals are made to USP national formulary standards for purity and strength. In short, it's the tightest quality control program available. Next slide, please. When you register your kit, you're actually registering a random barcode that's going to be associated with your swabs. That's the only way your DNA can be identified while it's at the lab. There's no human identifiers. So your information is absolutely secure. Even if that information were stolen, no one could ever know whose DNA belonged to whom. And on top of that, the entire program is HIPAA compliant. HIPAA is the federal laws that, among other things, govern the security of your data and makes it illegal for it to ever be shared with anyone without your knowledge or consent. I get asked regularly about our fine print and whether our data could ever be shared or sold. Well, there's just no fine print in Uforia. It's simply not their style. Your information is secure, and the lab itself is compliant with the highest standards in the world for quality and accuracy, including CLIA certification and CAP accreditation. Next slide, please. Here's a list of the genes and the SNPs that we look for in the DNA test. The RS numbers in yellow are the actual scientific addresses of the exact variants that Uforia looks for. If someone were to Google that gene and RS number, they'd find many thousands of references, some from the National Institutes of Health, PubMed, etc. This list represents 2 of the 3 areas of science that our program relies on: the body of evidence that the functions of these genes are clearly understood, and the body of evidence that these SNPs, represented by these RS numbers, identify increased probability of healthcare problems in someone's future. Also listed here is a description of the area of your health that are influenced by these genes and the SNPs for ease of understanding by most consumers. Next slide, please. There's an entire library here also of videos covering each gene and SNP for those who want to know more about the details behind the science. Our very own Dr. Jen Myers, our program geneticist, narrates them all. Next slide, please. This program is probably one of the most researched, tested, and substantiated launches in the history of the United States. The science was begun during the early days of the Human Genome Project and continued until the first marketing programs were experimentally tested in early 2008 and continued for most of the next decade. So while Uforia is new as a company, this proprietary algorithm is extraordinarily tested and refined, and to this day provides literally the only truly personalized nutritional supplement ever made. Next slide, please. The Wellness Action Plan is the ultimate DNA report. This provides you with not only your own personal genetic results, it explains every gene in the program, why it's important to your health, and explains the dietary recommendations for each variant. And unlike other popular genetic tests, this one doesn't leave you hanging, wondering what you'll do with all the genetic information you just received, because our program is the only one that provides you with your own personal finished product and formula with ingredients in the correct combinations and quantities at an unbeatable price and without you having to understand any of the science. Next slide, please. This is how you read your genetic test. It's a color coding that's simple and easy to understand. The green in your report means that you've received the optimal configuration of the gene in question from both your parents. The yellow means you received the optimal configuration from one parent and the less than optimal configuration from the other that's represented by the variant that we look for. And then the red means that you've received the suboptimal configuration from both parents. So the green result indicates that your genes are functioning optimally, and the yellow and red indicate that you have increased predisposition for health problems in the areas governed by those genes, and you could benefit from nutritional support. So ingredients are added to the base materials in your formula to support your health in those exact areas where you have yellows and reds. Next slide, please. This is the Nutritionator, and this is really the secret sauce of the program. Larger companies are intimidated to try to do what we do. If they make 1 million bottles of supplements, they produce a huge batch, put them in bottles, and put them on store shelves all over the world. But they can't even imagine making 1 million different bottles of supplements one at a time. For their 1 million bottle run, the FDA requires them to quarantine and keep a single sample for 2 years for traceability and for any possible adverse problems that are detected in the field. If Uforia produces 1 million bottles of supplements, all to different formulas for 1 million different people, they have to quarantine 1 million samples. So big companies are too intimidated by the production challenges to do what we do, and small companies simply can't afford to do it. Next slide, please. This is the third leg of our stool, so to speak, in the Uforia program. The science surrounding the ingredients is equally strong to the science of the genes and the SNPs. There's lots of studies that validate and support the selection and quantities of the ingredients to support health in the areas represented by that person's SNPs. And note what these ingredients are. While the vitamins and minerals are synthesized for purity and strength and are 100% identical to the molecular level of those found in nature for true bioavailability, the majority of these ingredients, as you can see here, are plant-based. Why? Simply because Mother Nature knows best. While we haven't plumbed the depths of all the science regarding nutrition, Mother Nature has. And so in addition to the 100 or so targeted nutritional ingredients in our program, there are literally thousands of micronutrients included with these plant-based ingredients that serve as additional nutrition and cofactors that we haven't even discovered yet that make our product the most positive and the most potent it can be. Next slide, please. There are truly almost 400 million possible combinations in Uforia manufacturing operation. And the exact one that's best for your body is what's selected from your DNA. This number 400 million is confusing to some and questioned by many because there's only one specific group of ingredients that are provided for in the program for each of the 18 SNPs. So people can't believe there could be nearly 400 million possible combinations. The simple math is there are nearly 400 million possible combinations of greens, yellows, and reds. There's 3 possible outcomes for each SNP, and there's 18 SNPs. So that's 3 to the 18th power, and that number is just under 400 million. So there are just as many possible formulations as there are combinations of greens, yellows, and reds, and only one is the most optimal for your combination of SNPs. Next slide, please. Because it is your formula, it has your name on it. You can purchase your formula either as a powder that you could add to shakes or smoothies, or in a capsule form where you'd simply take 10 capsules a day, typically at a rate of 5 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon. Next slide, please. Nutrition doesn't work like a drug. We're simply giving the body what it needs and the body appreciates it. The body responds. Its response is to be able to function more optimally because it has the raw materials or fuel that the DNA in the body says it needs. So your formula doesn't do something to your body. Your body does something with the formula. It gets healthier and stays healthier. Next slide, please. Uforia offers you a straight path on the road to good health. Blind nutrition doesn't stand a chance of supplying your body what it needs. Some ingredients may be toxic for you. Others may leave you malnourished. You don't want overly processed foods. You don't want overly processed supplements that include stuff you don't need or take away things that you do need. We're living in a generation that for the first time in history may not outlive its parents. So finding true health has become more expensive and less affordable and less obtainable over time until Uforia. Uforia straightens the path between you and the best health of your life. And starting down that path has never been easier. Buy a kit, take a test, and start taking arguably the most potent and the most valuable and most personalized nutritional product in the history of mankind. Thank you all.
Joel, fantastic. That's all I got to say. Hope you chatted up, guys. Let's give Joel a big thank you on our chat. Joel, again, appreciate your time tonight. Thanks for your expertise. Thanks for your wisdom. And thanks for your passion for all things Uforia. And with that, guys, I'm ready to move on over to chapter 2, so to speak, and introduce another very powerful speaker. In fact, we're going to turn the slides over to him. I'm going to do that in just a second. But let me just tell you just a couple of fun ideas and facts about Travis Flaherty. You guys, he's been married 20 years, has 6 beautiful children. Yes, I said 6, right? I'm sure the trips to the grocery store are a lot of fun where he lives and he gets those fun eyes. What a great crew of folks he has. He's got a true husband and wife team, dynamic duo. I mean, he's building the business alongside. He's got this great blessing beside his sweetheart, Summer, who is just equally or, more so powerful than Travis. What a fun couple they are. He's been in the industry for, over 14 years. And recently, only one of 2 people to ever achieve the elite rank of creator in Uforia. Guys, let's chat it up. Please welcome Travis Flaherty on our chat. And Travis, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And why don't you go ahead and take over your slide, sir?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me, Joel. I could listen to you all day. One of the best parts about this opportunity is when people have questions, All I say is, you know what? I don't know about that. Here's how it makes me feel, but let me send you a presentation by Joel and he'll explain it for me. And he does an outstanding job. I want to first just start off by saying how excited I am to be a part of this unique opportunity. To me, the best predictor of future performance is past performance. And so when I first heard about the product, my gut reaction was, if they have what they say they have and they can do what they say they can do, this will be the biggest story in the network marketing industry over the next couple of years. And I know that this is a bold statement, and we don't say this arrogantly, but we do say it confidently. Uforia has the potential to become to the supplement and nutrition industry what Amazon has become to the retail industry. You know, one of the first things that I wanted to do is I wanted to dive in and talk with the owner of the company. And I had a chance to be able to sit down and meet with Ron Williams. Ron Williams has been in the industry for nearly 2 decades. He started off as a senior executive at a company called New Ways. He launched a very popular essential oils company and helped pioneer the essential oils movement before founding a company for 17 years. Ron has brought some of the most prolific products to market. And one thing that I'll say about Ron is he is a true visionary, as creative as it gets. And when you begin to look at the messaging and the branding and the language, and I know he has an amazing team around him, but Ron is just a genius at what he does. And so for me, I joined the people first and company second, and Ron is one of the key reasons why I'm here. I asked the question, why is Eric Worre on this launch video? And it really caught my attention. You know, Eric, of course, is one of the most influential trainer in the network marketing profession today. He was on Larry King Live not too long ago. He fills coliseums around the world. He's an independent, and just a disclaimer, he's not a distributor here at Uforia. Any company can hire Eric to do a keynote speech or to come in and train their sales force for the day. But we wanted to have a little bit of a different relationship with Eric. And so we approached him about having Network Marketing Pro be the training arm of this company, if you will. He's never done it before, and he agreed to do that here. And I can tell you that that brings huge credibility to what we're doing. Show me a company with great training, and I'll show you a great company. So one of the exciting things about becoming a nutritionist here is the support. You gain access. If you were to go to Network Marketing Pro, Eric sells about $8,000 worth of different training courses. And just by becoming a nutritionist, you gain access to all of that training for free. Eric is often on our training calls. He's at every one of our events. And so we have a little bit of a unique relationship with Eric and Network Marketing Pro. And then, of course, we have LaCour Enterprises. And if there is a LeBron James when it comes to logistics and back-end support, it's LaCour Enterprises. This is a company that's 25 years in the making. They fulfill products for many companies, well-known companies that have gone on to do anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion in revenue. They have infrastructure and warehousing around the world. You know, one thing about LaCour is that while we get the excitement of a company that's just launching, we get the infrastructure of a company that's 25 years in the making. And so when you put that together, you really have this synergistic effect that negates the traditional concerns when it comes to aligning with a brand new company that's just launching. Now, for those of you that are evaluating the opportunity tonight, of course, we have a customer option. The customer option allows you to participate in a referral program. For $39.95, you can actually become a nutritionist here. You know, I read an article just recently where it said that 35% of the current US population is involved in some type of a side business, side gig, side hustle, whatever you want to call it. They're engaged in the philosophy that Jim Rohn used to teach. You go to work full time to pay the bills, but in your part-time or spare time, you work on building your fortune. And so while that's at 35% right now, by the year 2020, that number will grow to 41%. And what's really exciting is that we have the perfect opportunity to be able to position yourself in the beginning stages with a company that has all of the signs of becoming one of the next giants in the industry. And that, my friends, is a tremendous success formula. You know, network marketing is replacing the old franchising model. Franchising today is quite a bit expensive for the average person. The average business in the United States costs $65,000. And so it blows my mind that for $39.95, you can get a website for your retail. You're going to get a website to promote your business. You're going to get a back office that's going to track and help you to build your business all over the world. And not just that, but you're going to gain access to all types of marketing resources. You know, one thing that is said over and over again is you guys just don't look like a startup company. Folks, we just pre-launched 7 weeks ago. Let me be very, very clear. This is happening right now. This is happening right now. The people that choose to lock arms with us today are going to have a tremendous opportunity to be able to capitalize as this company goes from pre-launch to full launch, as we go from our knees to our feet. And I can promise you the word Uforia is going to be known in every household around the world. And so here's the deal. You have an opportunity to be able to participate and utilize these marketing resources. And I can tell you that we look like a company that's been around for years, both in English and Spanish. The quality of our training videos, I got to tell you, is high. It is unlike anything that I have had the experience of working with in 15 years. From a compensation plan standpoint, for those of you that are looking to start creating an income right now, you actually have an opportunity to start a business today, start sharing this opportunity, start sharing this amazing product with your friends, your family members, start telling them, talking to them about DNA nutrition. One thing that I've observed is that it's not a difficult conversation. People are very interested in this conversation. DNA is extremely relevant. 5 years ago, I don't know if the timing would have been right, but get this, December, just a few months ago, the number one gift given at Christmas time was DNA. Give the gift of DNA for Christmas. And so DNA nutrition is just the natural evolution. And so here you have an opportunity to get started in a business and literally start earning a check as early as next week. Now, most people are here not just to start earning some upfront money, but they want to create a residual income stream for themselves as well. Network marketing is about getting paid a little bit of money off of a lot of people that are all just doing a little bit. I'm going to say that again. Network marketing is about getting paid a little bit of money off of a lot of people that are all just doing a little bit. They're taking their nutrition every single month. My wife and I love to get that nutrition delivered to our doorstep. Our name is on it. Underneath that, it shows a manufacturing date. I got to tell you that gives me great peace of mind. So people are just using their products every month. And you know what else they're doing? They're telling people about it. They're pulling out that wellness report, that 35-page wellness report, and they're sitting down at the dinner table. And you know what they're doing? They're telling their friends. They're telling their families, the members. They're showing, their relatives. Listen, I have been searching for solutions. I have been trying to figure out why I'm having a difficult time releasing weight, why I'm struggling with this health concern and this issue. And for the first time ever, I finally understand what's happening in my body. One of the common things that have happened with the people that I've been working with is that when they get that wellness report, they get emotional. I mean, they actually get emotional. And the reason why is because it's like the light bulb turns on. For the first time, they truly understand what's happening. So coming full circle back to the residual income, you're getting paid a little bit of money off of a lot of people that are just consuming a product, and they're going out and they're telling people about it. And you know what? This company is going to go from no one knowing about it to everyone knowing about it in a very short period of time. When that happens, the pioneers, the people that are here at the beginning, have an opportunity to be able to participate in that growth. And I can tell you that my family, we are participating in a very, very big way. You have an opportunity to be able to participate in this discounts and dividends program. It's an exciting program that allows you to earn an additional $20, up to $20 on every single kit that is sold inside of your business. Now, let's talk about the different ways that you can get started. So we have a 3-pack. I like to call it, first of all, the customer option, as we know, is $159. So if you want to order a DNA kit, $159 gets you that kit, the pre-trition. It gets you the DNA swab test. For those of you that are looking at the business, we have 3 options. Option number 1, I like to call it a toe dipper. It allows somebody to dip their toe in the water, see how it feels. It's great for maybe a husband and wife because both of them can order a kit at a discount. They're saving 15%. You get an extra kit that you can at least start showing people, have an extra one on hand, which is a good idea if you're looking to kind of ease into the business. We've got the middle of the road pack. It's a 5-pack, 20% savings. So you're saving $159 by ordering 5 at a time. And then we have the 10-pack, and the 10-pack's not for everybody. It's for those that are looking to go big. It's for those that are looking to go fast. It's for those that are looking to create a career path. And I can tell you that when I looked at these different options, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. And, when I go and look at starting a traditional business, one of the first things that I look at when I'm sourcing products is how can I create the largest margins? How can I get the biggest discount or buy the product at a lowest price point from a wholesale standpoint that I can, so I can create the largest margins for myself. The other thing that I'm looking at in network marketing is how do I maximize the compensation plan? The 10-pack allows you to be able to do both of those things. So for people that are really looking to treat this as a business, you're really looking to go after this, the 10-pack is the way to go. A lot of people ask me, well, listen, what's the proven plan of success? What would you suggest if I really wanted to get in this and really start to create some success? So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So first of all, number one, we encourage to start off on a 10-pack. Why? Because it allows you to be able to maximize the comp plan. It allows you to be able to get the greatest level of discount and create those margins for yourselves. But not only that, what it does is it represents a little bit of skin in the game. There's a little bit more of a commitment there. You know, again, when you look at the average business costing $65,000 to be able to start a business today for $1,199 is a pretty phenomenal deal. But here's what we do. So what we teach our team members to do is literally within the first 7 days, we teach them to go move 9 of those kits. Keep 1 for yourself and go sell 9. We call this the 7-day challenge. Now, before you say, well, could I do that or how would I do that? I want to ask everybody a question, and I want you to answer into the chat box with a simple yes or a simple no. If I were to take your favorite car, let's say that it's a brand new Mercedes, brand new Corvette, whatever car that you enjoy the most, and I held those keys up and said, listen, I'm going to give you this car free and clear, and the only thing that you have to do is to go sell 9 kits in the next 7 days, and the car is yours. My question to those of you that are on this presentation tonight, 251 of you that are watching on Zoom, and I'm sure many, many more out there on social media is, could you sell 9 kits if you knew that you were going to get a car free and clear, and all you had to do is go move those kits? You see, every single person is saying yes, and here's the deal. The answer is, it's not a question of whether you can do it, it's a question of whether you will do it. Now, let me tell you why the proven plan of success puts people on this path, because if you go and sell 9 kits within your first 7 days, here's what's going to happen. You're going to generate $1,431 in gross revenue. Right there, you already have 100% of your money back. Not only that, but because you came in on a 10-pack, remember we told you you're going to be able to maximize the compensation plan, you're going to generate an additional $200 from our discounts and dividends bonus because you started on a 10-pack. Not only that, but you're going to generate 9 shares in our Ufortune pool, averaging about $15 a share. That's an additional $135 that's coming in simply because you started on a 10-pack. When you add that up and subtract the $11.99 plus taxes and shipping, so $12.99 total, guys, that's a net profit of $467. Not only that, your product is now free because you have enough customers that you're never going to have to pay for your product again. So my question to each and every one of you is would you consider it a great opportunity if you knew that you could literally start a business and within the first 7 days, get 100% of your money back? Not only that, generate $500 of profitability. Not only that, but have your product paid for from that point forward. What if it took you 14 days? What if it took you 21? What if it took you 30 days before you were able to get that done? Here's the thing. Jim Rohn used to say, the most powerful thing that you can say to someone is, if I can do it, you can do it too. If I can do it, you can do it too. I believe that the number one thing the best thing that you can give a new distributor coming in the door is a success story. And I can promise you that for every person that launches this way and goes and creates that success story, they're going to go out and confidently, with a very strong belief system, tell everyone their story. I've never started a business before that has allowed me to be able to recoup 100% of my investment within the first 7 days. Of course, when you buy or start a business with Uforia, you have all of the support that you need. I like to think, if you were to go start a business or buy a McDonald's franchise, they're going to send you to McDonald's Franchise University for a few weeks to learn how to run that business. Well, we do the exact same thing. We have an event, a pre-launch event coming up June 28th through June 30th. Have an opportunity to be able to learn from the CEO, learn from Eric Worre himself, have an opportunity to learn from the top field leaders. In addition to that, guys, we have some wonderful culture here in this company. We've got amazing cruises that you have an opportunity. We're going to take over a cruise ship for 9 days coming up here in November. Every single one of you that is watching have an opportunity to be able to qualify. And so in closing, as I kick it back over this evening to you, Craig, what I would say is this. What I see is a convergence of forces coming together that's very unique in the marketplace. Sometimes you see a company that's got a great product, but guess what? It's not enough. Good ideas are, companies fail all the time with good ideas. You got to have the logistics. You got to have the execution. You got to have the funding. You know what? We have a product that is a complete blue ocean. One of my favorite books is called Blue Ocean Strategy. And in this book, they talk about 2 different market environments. A red ocean, which is a fiercely competitive market. Everybody is fighting over the same market share. The author describes it as, quote, bloody, murky waters. Listen, I don't want to be in a red ocean. You know what? I don't want to be the 10th CBD oil company to launch in the last 90 days. No offense. I know there's some great companies in that category, but I want to be in a blue ocean where there is no competition. And I can tell you guys that we are first. We are setting the pace. We are the leader when it comes to the technology in this space. And the name Uforia will be known around the world. The question is, do you want to participate?